What's up, everybody? This is the first episode of the season. We're the Thrill Guys. We're on the pursuit of amusement all across America. We're going to see as many theme parks as we possibly can, so join us on the ride. Subscribe. Today, we're here at Knott's Berry Farm. This is a park of many firsts. We're going to do things really interesting here. We're going to experience this park as if it were opening day, starting with the first attractions that opened with the park until the future advancements and the technological attractions that we know today.
I'm just here for the ride. Also,
while we're here, we are going to list off some historical facts. We're going to make one glaring error. If you catch that, you got to tell us in the comments below. Subscribe, and you're going to be entered into a randomizer for a chance to win a prize.
and if you know us at all, we give some pretty good prizes. It might not be 4 seats to Justin Timberlake, but it'll be good and worth it.
As you could tell, the people screaming on the ride to that Cobra roll really like this idea. So take part.
They're all fans.
Only fans.
Oh god.
Knott's Berry Farm, one of our favorite parks in our own backyard, just down the street from Disneyland. This is in Buena Park, California. Amazing entryway. Of course they give nod to their berries, which they're famous for. Right, Brett? What is a boysenberry?
It's a berry made by somebody named Boysen.
And what type of berries is it?
If I'm not mistaken, it's a raspberry combined with a blackberry combined with a
Loganberry.
Loganberry. There we go.
This park sits on 57 acres, has 40 rides and attractions, 9 roller coasters. We're going to go upside down 11 times and has over 18,000 feet of track. That's 3.55 miles we're going to travel today. So as we said, we're going to experience this park as if it first opened. So let's go to our first stop.
All right, well, this is where it all started. So back in 1920, Walter and Cordelia Knott bought this property, and they opened a berry stand, hence the name Knott's Berry Farm, right?
Where they sold berries.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. They're also known for her pies and preserves, which I think they still sell today, which is awesome and so good.
And Brett was pointing out Walter Knott, very closely related to
it's really close
Walt
to
Disney.
Look, something weird there, but it's fine.
Which is literally just down the street from here. So 1934, the Great Depression happened, and they needed to make ends meet, so they opened up a restaurant called Miss Knott's Chicken Dinner. They sold the dinners for 65 cents on their own wedding chinaware. This restaurant was so popular that they needed to entertain guests because the waits were so long. So that's how we started expanding into what Knott's is known today. Some consider this park also, we said many first, to have the first souvenir shop. So within the restaurant, they put a table where they were selling like some little knickknacks and souvenirs, which to this day became a bigger shop called Virginia's Gift Shop. Brett didn't come in to see the big bear. We're inside the park. Silver bullet. Oh. Pretty impressive entrance to a park.
Wow.
It's so loud. This park is a traditional layout of it's a giant circle. If you go left, there's going to be Ghostrider, which is one of the most popular attractions here. And then right will take you to the back corner, which is xcelerator. Both are going to have the longest lines. You probably should hit those up as soon as possible.
Let's do it.
So let's walk.
It's pretty busy here today.
Yeah, we said, this is Saturday, October. Scary Farm is going on.
Scary Farm. So everything's all decked out. Pretty cool. They're handing out trick-or-treat bags for the kids. Oh, look at this little kid in front of us.
As a lot of people know already on this channel, I'm a big roller coaster amusement buff. Brett is not, but he does enjoy them.
I'm actually pretty excited to be here though, because we haven't ridden rides for a while, so this will be good.
So what do you know about Knott's before we go into like more of the history?
They have amazing funnel cakes. Hashtag fatties. That's fine. They have a ghost town. Ghostrider is an incredible roller coaster. I know they have Knott Scary Farm, obviously, but we've come to that a few times. I was here, fun fact, for my 8th grade, so I was here for our like graduation party with Charlene. Hi, Char. Anyways, we went on they have a water ride, right? Like the giant tube water raft thing. Oh, and I remember when I was a kid, they have like a wood sign where they carve like your family name, and we had that hanging above our door at our house growing up from Knott's Berry Farm. So I think we still have it somewhere.
We said the diner was so popular they needed to expand on attractions. And here is the first one. In the 1940s, they built Ghost Town, which a lot of people say that this is the reason why this park is known as America's first theme park. A bunch of these attractions that you'll see in here are inspired by Calico, California, of the mining days. In fact, some of them were actually purchased from existing ghost towns. It's a really cool attraction. You can go to like the blacksmith and you actually see like, you know, tradesmen and women, you know, doing their craft and actually selling pieces. So, you know, like this is the blacksmith. There's the jail. There's a restaurant right there behind us. Just a lot of really cool attractions. Really makes this a true like family park. And, you know, learn about the history of the wild, wild west.
Ooh, they have a red velvet funnel cake. Yeah. I'm on a diet, so it's not happening. How do you rank this against Lagoons?
I mean, Lagoon, yeah, this is way better than Lagoons.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, it's real.
They have a beer garden.
Yeah. Oh, look, speaking of Lagoon, I'm representing Utah today. Another interesting thing that we learned about while we were researching was in the 1960s, it was the hippie days, flower power, and they started sleeping in this area of the park because there were no fences. So around 1968, they put up fences and they charged admission $1, you know, to basically, you know, increase the security of the place. Yeah, speaking of security too, we also discovered that Buena Park didn't have a police force, so Knott's created their own security, which were fully armed individuals, and they actually even secured parts of Buena Park. You know that?
I did not.
So this is kind of like the central piece of this park, and I mean, look at the eye lines that this has of Timberline Mountain Log Ride. It's just pretty awesome.
Oh, here's all the boysenberry stuff. I don't think I've ever had the punch. Oh, it smells so good in here.
The next timeline stop on this journey is the Butterfield Stagecoach Adventure, which is truly unique. Actual horse-drawn, like stagecoach ride through a little portion of the park. This opened in 1949. This was the very first ride at Knott's Berry Farm. So this kind of like just started it all.
And we've never been on this.
We've never been on it.
This is the first
We're
ride
gonna
of
ride it
us.
today. Let's go.
Let's do it. Go first.
Butterfield Stagecoach.
Been there, done that.
It's kind of cute though.
That was cute. The kids would love it.
Yeah, got to ride in the actual
The
stagecoach.
gallop up that hill, that was a little
Yeah, it was a
nerve-wracking, but
A
fine.
little roller coaster to get up
was
some
fun.
incline.
Yeah.
So that was 1949. 1950, they saw the success of adding attractions, so they decided to add more to their what they call the summer county fair lineup. So they started adding smaller attractions here and there, and then 1951 they opened up the saloon, which served their famous boysenberry drink
Soda.
and sarsaparilla.
Boysenberry punch.
Yeah, so we're gonna go check it out right now, and there it is, the Calico Saloon. Again, this whole
is
place
not
is
one of the originals.
just decked out in Halloween. If you haven't been to Scary Farm, I highly recommend it. It's one of the best
It's incredible.
premier haunted attractions there is.
I'd honestly rather do Knott Scary Farm than Universal Horror Nights. This is the Calico Soda.
What is it made of?
Simple syrup, boysenberry syrup. What else was in it? Some roses, cherry stuff.
Cream soda, and it looked like
Oh, yeah, the
she
cream
also
soda.
put some vanilla as well.
We're not going for alcohol today, so
It smells like
Virgin.
soda water. Let's see how it tastes. Ready? Oh my gosh, that's
so good.
really good.
That's really good.
That's like when a snow cone melts with multiple flavors, maybe like a blue and a red together.
I taste the lime. Like a lime Ricky, but better.
Oh my gosh.
That's so good.
But
Mukbang.
wow. So we didn't know this, but this is a saloon, so they don't have a lot of non-alcoholic or virgin drinks. But they did have this one. It's on the menu, but the Calico Soda. Get it. Okay, so expanding on from the saloon 1951, which again, this has kind of become the hub of, you know, entertaining patrons while they are waiting for the diner. It also became just a place for people to hang out, even if they weren't dining at the park. So in 1952, Walter purchased this original. It's the last narrow gauge railroad from the Rio Grande, Denver. And he put it in the park. It does this really nice little loop. And then right across the pathway in 1960s, again continuing with the ghost town theme and trains, they opened up the Calico Mountain Mine Train. I think I got that right.
Calico Candy Mine Ride, it says.
Well, that's converted now for Halloween.
Oh, is it?
But inside, it's a 2-foot narrow gauge railroad, goes past some really fun scenes and exploding caves and
Exploding cave.
waterfalls and stalactites and
mine.
stalagmites. Just like a mine. Yes.
Are we
Just
ready
like
this
a
one?
mine. Yes, of course, we're gonna ride it.
Let's do it.
So how was that ride?
Pretty entertaining. Not my favorite. Kind of rough. It was fun. What do you think?
That brings us to our next stop in 1969. Again, very close to everything that we just went to, Ghost Town expanding. We are here at what originally was called the Calico Lumber Co. log ride. And then several decades ago, they rebranded it to the Timber Mountain log ride. This actually opened 20 years before Splash Mountain, but there's obviously a lot of similarities in here. There's multiple drops. The height of this drop is 42 feet. Fun little fact too is Disneyland's Splash Mountain is 52.5 feet. It's a really cool ride. It features over 40 animatronics, humans, and animals.
Correction.
What's a correction?
We no longer have Splash Mountain.
We no longer have Splash Mountain except for in Japan. Another quick fun fact, we all love celebrities. We're in Los Angeles. The very first person to ride this ride was none other than, who do you think?
The first person? Dolly Parton.
Biggest Western star there was
Dolly
at the
Parton.
time, 1969. John Wayne.
I was gonna say Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, it could have been cool.
John Wayne. Cool.
John Wayne.
Giddy up.
Underneath the entire ride is the whole like collection trough for the water. It holds, I don't know the actual fact, 200,000 gallons of water, a lot. Cool. Let's go give it a swirl. I get soggy shoes. 1969 also was the first time Fiesta Village opened, so a very new theme park opened to the park. Yeah, the carousel back there is over 100 years old. When they expanded into the Summer County Fair, they mentioned in the 1950s, that was one of the first attractions as well. Again, this is Fiesta Village. It's just really cool themed areas. They do a really good job with their themed areas. They don't have too many of them, but when the ones that they do are done very well. We mentioned this multiple times, but Not Scary Farm is going on right now, and it's considered to be one of the first haunted attractions at a theme park in the world. And 1973 was when that debuted. We continue the journey into 1976, and the famous Sky Tower opens, which is an observation booth. At one point they also had a parachute ride attached to it. I don't remember when they removed it, but it's right up where with the famous K. I think some people actually call this the Kissing Tower as well. You go up there and you get a little smooch.
Never been?
Never been on it. Brett, do you think Brett would give me a smooch on the Kissing Tower?
Let us know in the comments.
The answer's probably no. Okay, Montezooma's Revenge, 1998. Their first major roller coaster, which was the world's first shuttle looping coaster. It still is, to this day, unfortunately, the only shuttle looping coaster. It was named after, what do you think, Montezuma's Revenge?
An old storybook. I have no idea.
Chronic diarrhea.
Oh, okay.
So a couple of years ago, they wanted to rebrand this for future generations, but they ran into problems. As you can see, they haven't finished it yet. It's completely under construction. We can't rank it today.
In the crapper. Now this is a big, supposedly.
Supposedly it's Brett's,
Oh my gosh.
favorite
Listen,
word.
I just don't. It's all like life is a game of telephone, where everybody like passes down different history, right?
Except for there are historical nods.
No. Okay. Anyways, welcome to Camp Snoopy. This is the first themed area just for children, opened in 1983.
1983. And of course, Snoopy is themed to Peanuts characters, which they haven't gotten rid of. And a little cute area. I guess that was one way to compete with the mouse down the street. We're here, centerpiece of We're here at the centerpiece of Fiesta Village, which is Knott's nod to Mexicana and Spanish heritage. You can see the Mayan temple here. This is Jaguar. 1995 it opened. It was a zero coaster, family coaster, 2 lift hills. Each of them, I believe, are 65 feet tall. We're gonna go give this one a ride. What do you think about the theme? The
theme is pretty cool.
Theme of this. I like it.
Are they running it?
We just got off Jaguar. This is our first actual roller coaster ride of the day, and we're gonna rank them. Where do you rank this? Well, it's obviously number 1 right now.
Well, obviously number 1.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna stay in number 1.
It's definitely a family attraction, but those are important. for theme parks.
Yeah, I mean, this is great for kids. Like, pretty edgy for some kids.
I agree. Number one for now. Let's see how it holds up. All right. What does that translate? Thank you for visiting Fiesta Village.
Oh, you are fluent in español.
Gracias por visitar Fiesta Village.
Good job. Food for thought. Oh. In 1995, Knott sold a portion of their food business to the Smucker Company, which sadly stopped selling their jams and spreads. But
Literally this year, like January this year.
it's fine. They had a good run.
Yeah. Another thing that happened in the mid 90s was another big sell. I think there were a lot of potential interested buyers in this too. I think Six Flags was interested. I think Disney was even interested, but they ultimately sold the park to Cedar Fair, which we know owns and operates Kings Island, Cedar Point, a ton of other parks around the nation. That happened in 1997, and since then they really were able to bring this into a thrill park. And the next few attractions that you're gonna see are basically the outcome of that. Okay, so 1995, around the mid-90s, was really when like the coaster wars started and the theme parks really started expanding. So they just needed bigger and bigger thrill attractions to compete. Six Flags is, just like a 60-mile drive from here. 1998, we saw one of the biggest attractions, still to this day, is the largest drop here at the park at 250 feet. The tower itself is 300 feet tall. What's it called?
Supreme Scream.
Yeah.
No, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a good radio voice. Our buddy Chad would be proud of you. You see these in almost every park, and they are a people pleaser, and it's all ran by air compressing, which is crazy. We put so much trust in these attractions.
It's really stupid of us, actually.
Let's go on it.
Supreme Scream.
Okay, we have one of these in our hometown park.
These they're fine. I've never liked these.
What?
Sorry, it's not my thing.
Look at that. This thing is tall, has some amazing views of all of Orange County. I'm sure on a clear day you could probably see the ocean. It's definitely a rush going up high and falling. The 1990s coaster wars was ever present, like I mentioned before. Thus, 1999 opening the park's largest investment in a roller coaster, Ghostrider. When it opened, it was in the top 10 for multiple years of best wooden coasters in the world. And then it just started seeing disrepair. This is a year-round park, so of course it just takes a beating. They hardly shut it down for repairs, and it just got super rough until 2016. Great Coaster International came around, and they completely retracked almost the entire ride and reprofiled some of the turns. When this coaster first opened, they weren't operating the mid-course brake run, and it got so rough that they started to have to turn that thing on, which brought the trains basically to a standstill. Great Coasters basically came in and said, we're going to remove that brake run and run this thing back to its glory days. I will say that this is probably in my top 3 best wooden coasters in the world. So let's go ride it.
Ghostrider.
Ghostrider.
Coming.
I took my mom on this. I talked her into it somehow, and it was one of my most favorite experiences ever. 2002, we open up, or not opened up, xcelerator, which is a hydraulically powered coaster. It goes 82 miles an hour in 2 seconds. It's insane. I think it actually is more impactful than some of the other big ones like hangtime and Top Pro Drag Through.
It's an accelerator.
Very fast. That thing packs a punch.
Okay, she's fast. She's really short though.
Very short.
Why are you calling it cheap?
Yeah, very short.
But yeah, that 0 to whatever in 2 seconds is intense.
Yeah. This is the second largest drop in the park. So we talked about Supreme Scream just right. It's sister ride next door, 250. This one's 205. I've never felt this way, but going on the acceleration on this thing is so thrilling and like impactful that it gives that stomach drop feeling that you get on like a first drop. I can't explain it. I never felt that way on any other propulsion coaster. Maybe Max Force at Six Flags Great America, but yeah, that's insane.
I didn't feel it. I mean, it's a rush, but I didn't get the butterflies like you did.
Remember, this is the first hydraulic coaster in the world, right here.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it has had some problems, like all of them have, but I'm glad they opened it back up. It's awesome. Where would you rank this one now? So you got Jaguar and Accelerator.
Clearly, this is number 1.
Agreed. Number 1, Jaguar, currently number 2 in our coaster timeline. Yeah. Moving on to the next one.
Stagecoach.
2004, Cedar Fair is continuing to growing their coaster count in the Coaster Wars. What's interesting about this park is 57 acres. There's not a lot of room. So when the designers and when the parks work together, they have to really figure out how to scrunch so much stuff. I mean, you got this guy, 2004 B&M Invert, Silver Bullet, part of Ghost Town, but most of it lies within Fiesta Village. It's basically sandwiched all over the other roller coasters, intertwines, tons of crossovers. This one's a treat. Doesn't have a crazy first drop, but it has a little like kick right there that gives you some airtime. Like true inverts, a really intense loop, and that's my favorite element right there. It's a overbanked turn to the left, entering into a cobra roll, flat spin, helix to a double little dip corkscrew into a final helix, which has really intense G-forces. If this doesn't make you gray out or give you a headache, I don't know what will. We got Spider-Man in front row on that. Taking a break from New York. How was that Silver Bullet?
It's a pretty good one. I think it was much better than the last 2 we did.
Really?
Yeah, you don't?
So you'd rank this number 1 then?
Out of the 3 we've done, yeah, this is number 1.
Wow.
You think Accelerator is better than this?
No, I think I'd have to say, yeah, this is probably number 1. All right, let's move on. Next one.
These are boysenberry plants.
Did you know they were here?
They're here under a roller coaster. Keeping in theme with our firsts, this is the first multi-car spinning roller coaster. Brett doesn't like these. This is like Puke City right here.
This is built by Zampirla. Okay.
Rank?
Still a sidewinder.
No.
No.
No. Those make me so sick. I don't like them.
Yeah, we're not the biggest fan of
I can't do the spinnies.
spinning coasters.
But
it's pretty.
yeah, it's still
It's a
fun.
good family ride. It kind of opens up Camp Snoopy area. I don't know not much to say about it.
What rank are you giving it?
Oh man. So Silver Bullets 1, Accelerators 2, Jaguar or this. I'd probably put Jaguar.
Jaguar,
just
yeah,
from
before.
nostalgia. Before this, so this takes fourth. Hello, Mrs. Of course. Brett finds a handsome gentleman to sit next to.
I mean, my beard looks the same as his.
Look at his hand around. Oh, he's got a nugget of gold.
I like nuggets.
I love the thing on your tooth.
Is it really?
Yeah. Here, let me get it.
You are such a dick.
So, what do you think of Knott's Berry Farm so far?
Look, it's a classic. Like,
Classic. You got like
it's a family classic.
a lot of people miss out on this park when they come to Disneyland, but it is so close. Like
You've got to
you spend
experience
half
it.
a day here.
It's a good park.
Let's get another close up on those beards. Pony Express. This was America's first motorbike coaster. Definitely a family attraction. Really fun little launch. You sit down in these little like ponies, on these ponies. Theme to the Pony Express. It's that mail carrier service, right? What is the Pony Express? Mail carrier?
It was the first mail service, yeah.
All right. What are thoughts on that guy? That's my friends. One of their favorite rides in this park. It's so unique and
Dude, Jeff,
yeah,
remember this from Not Scary Farm?
yeah. I think it's pretty good.
It's fun.
I think I'd put this at
5.
5.
Yeah.
We're now entering another themed area, the boardwalk.
Welcome to the boardwalk.
Down by the sea. That was pretty good.
It's like the Crazy Mouse.
See? The non-coaster fan does know what he's talking about. It is a crazy mouse.
Because of this place. Only because of Lagoon, growing up there.
This is a different company. This is from Knott.
This looks more fun, actually.
So Europa Park, we went to Europa Park. That's a mock park. So they do all the prototypes of their coasters there, or a lot of them. Isn't that cool to know?
Fascinating.
Yeah. This is called ghostrider. Ghostrider. Like ghostrider, but like or coaster rider.
Oh my god. Is there alcohol in this?
Ghostrider opened in 2013. Let's go riding. What do you think about that?
A little rough. Especially for my size of a human.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to fit in as
Yeah,
adults.
that's tough.
Still a good
It's fun.
addition.
Yeah, it's tough.
Probably, this is probably the bottom.
It's probably the bottom, yeah.
Yeah. All the way to the bottom. Still not a bad ride though. This park is so small that they've had to replace so many attractions. This replaced Perilous Plunge, which was one of the first and largest, steepest shoot-the-chutes rides
I
ever.
forgot about that one.
And then we mentioned a while back when we spin the camera, xcelerator. That replaced a lot of attractions. Soapbox, car racer. It also replaced Windjammer, the infamous Windjammer. That thing lasted, I think, like 2 to 3 years here. It
Windjammer.
was terrible. Which is hilarious. They couldn't operate Windjammer in the rain. Or, sorry.
In the wind.
In the wind. Anything over 3 miles an hour, a car had the potential to stall. 2018, Boardwalk expands, replaces some classic coasters. This is hang time for obvious reasons. One of the steepest roller coasters in America. It was the first infinity histCOASTEry coaster. This site is pretty historic because it housed some iconic coasters. The first of which was in 1975, which was Corkscrew, the world's first looping roller coaster. That coaster since moved on to Silverwood up in Idaho. You can ride it still to this day. It was replaced by Boomerang, which is a Vekoma, 6 loops in under a minute. One really fun thing that this coaster did was it paid homage to that, and it kept the same Boomerang element almost in the same exact location as the coaster that formerly sat here. I don't know if that was intentionally. I'd like to think that it is. But yeah, some other things too. There's obviously some corkscrews on here too, so maybe they're playing homage to that first looping roller coaster in the world. Brett calls this Hang 10, which actually is a fitting name for the area.
Should have been, because you're up there forever.
Well, Hang Time, histCOASTEry, 2018.
It was good. I think I said that about all of them.
This one definitely makes me dizzy.
The first loop, like, it's rough. Like, it hits you. You can see it. It's rough.
Like I said, I just love that it pays homage to the coasters that once sat in its place.
That's cool though. It's a nice little thriller.
So I'd probably rank this third.
I was gonna say 3.
Silver Bullet xcelerator, this guy third. It looks good. It fits the area.
It's fun. It's quick. It's fun. I like it.
Going up this hill also is super uncomfortable. Any vertical lift, it just doesn't feel natural. It almost feels like you're gonna slip outside the back of the seat.
It's fine though.
Of course it's fine.
The Hang 10 is a lot, and then that first
Hang
upside
10.
down loop jolt.
Hang 10.
Yeah, the Hang 10. That's what I'm calling it.
It should have been Hang 10 with 10 inverted, or 10 loops.
No,
Come on,
too
Knott.
much.
Missed out.
Not too
You
much.
missed out. Knott's Berry Tells. Return to the fair. I didn't remember the last bit there. This site is really unique in that it had several attractions on its site. It started with Berry Tells, the original dark ride, but Berry Tells returns, and it returned for 2023 season, which, remember the COVID years, but they were celebrating their 100th anniversary. So this was their 100th anniversary gift to the park. It's a 3D, shoot 'em ride, like arcade attraction. Pretty fun. Don't miss it. Okay. That leaves
The best for that.
Okay.
Gosh. Okay. The drop from here looks like this. And then when you're up there, it's like this. It's crazy.
I mean, there's a reason why before I wrote that I said this is in my top 3 best wooden coasters. It still is.
Yeah, it's
so well designed. It's relentless. Like, it does not lose speed. I don't get it.
You're flying over those hills.
Someone turned the anti-gravity switch off on this thing. Like, it just hauls.
God, I'm 43 though, and I can feel it all right here. So just heads up.
And I mean, when they removed those mid-course brakes, like, the end of this ride is like the perfect finale piece. There's laterals, there's G's, there's hills. G's. Dirty G's.
Definitely number 1 at this point.
The final helix is so much fun. It reminds you of that helix right there. It reminds you of like the old school carnival rides where you'd ride with your honey and push into them. It's cute.
Okay, that took it out of me. I'm exhausted now.
Where would you rank this guy?
This is number 1. This is definitely number 1.
Number 1. Number 2, Silver Bullet, right?
Yes.
What's interesting is how did we have the same rankings? I was not expecting that. That's pretty wild. Oh, remember, we went through some of these facts, but there was one glaring fact that we said about something. If you know where it is, put it in the comments below. We'll randomly select the correct guesses for a prize. We're serious. We hope you enjoyed the little timeline history of how this park came to be. Celebrated its 100th anniversary not too long ago. So follow, like, and subscribe to the Thrill Guys. Get your ride or die with you. And the gate's closed, so we have to go all the way.
Are you kidding me? Should we just go back?
It's the end.
What's fastest?
I don't know. Brett's gonna kill me today. All right.
God.
Brett's stepped in.
That's what I did.